What is happening, baby? Welcome back to the Huddle Chat Sports Network's very own fantasy football huddle, presented as always by DanklyfeBrand and yours truly, Dallas Clark, the host as always over here on the Huddle Chat Sports Network. Now today, as we get through the early rankings and we start to approach the training camp and the actual preseason, we're 1 month away from real NFL action in our TVs. Now is the time to rejoice, but now is not the time to lose focus. Now that the early rankings are done, I want to take a deep dive in some players whose price tags I'm definitely paying attention to, whether they're overvalued or undervalued. Today, we're talking about undervalued running backs. We're going to be talking about 3 of them, and we're going to blow right through it because I don't want to waste your time. So without further ado, let's fill up our cups, roll something up, and get right into the first undervalued running back. Now, with these undervalued running backs, and I'm going to say the same thing in all of these episodes as far as the undervalued positions go, especially with this first one, I'm really looking at people that I think can exceed their ADP, where they're being drafted, their average draft position. Now, with this first one, he's not terribly undervalued because he is still an early, top 2 or 3 round draft pick. So he can only slide up a couple of spots in my rankings. But as far as being undervalued, Jonathan Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts, I think can definitely exceed his ADP, which is right now 16 overall and running back 4. Of course, Christian McCaffrey is the unquestioned number 1 running back. Currently, you have Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson above Jonathan Taylor. And I understand it. There's a lot of questions behind JT, but in an unhealthy season last year where he missed multiple games and was splitting carries when he came back, you're looking at 169 carries, 741 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now you're looking at right now them getting rid of Zach Moss, who he was splitting carries with last season. And you're looking at the putrid backfield behind Jonathan Taylor. You have Trey Sermon, the old running back from the 49ers, and Evan Hull, a rookie, last year a rookie, a 5th-round rookie, but he got hurt, missed pretty much the entire season, and is going to be coming in fresh and healthy for his basic rookie season this year. So you're not looking at anybody really having the opportunity to steal carries from Jonathan Taylor outside of Anthony Richardson. And Anthony Richardson, I don't think is going to have as much of an impact as people are afraid of as far as stealing rushes from Jonathan Taylor. You're looking at him still going to be able to get a ton of opportunity. And no matter how many rushes Anthony Richardson steals, it's not going to be as many as Zach Moss was taking last season. You're looking at Jonathan Taylor being back to being able to take those 20-plus carries a game, where the Indianapolis Colts are at their best, behind the 3rd best offensive line, according to Pro Football Focus. You're also looking at the last time JT was healthy. He had 40 receptions as a catcher out of the backfield in the last time he was healthy. So I think he's definitely going to be heavily involved in the offense. He's probably the best player on this offense right now. So I think Jonathan Taylor is going to get fed like he has been starving for the last 2 years, because he has been. This is going to be the return of Jonathan Taylor this year. So I would move him up, but I think right now running back 4 is about the right spot, but I definitely think he can exceed that ADP. Before we move on into the next player, I want to make sure I ask you guys, if you like the content, drop down and smash that like button. You have no idea how much that helps me out. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscriptions bar as well as that notifications bell, because we have tons of content coming out over the next 4 or 5 weeks as we get into draft season and approach the regular season in those first few games of the NFL season. Now, talking about our number 2 running back that I think is undervalued right now, it's going to be Isaiah Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, he's going at ADP of 45 right now, which is about a mid-5th round pick, and you're looking at running back 7 overall. So you're looking at him right now without Jerick McKinnon this year, because the Chiefs lost Jerick McKinnon. When you look at his statistics last year, he had 17 touches per game on average with Jerick McKinnon in the lineup. Without Jerick McKinnon in the lineup, he was averaging 23 touches per game. So you're looking at him with no Jerick McKinnon and virtually no competition behind him as it stands right now. He's going to be definitely being able to push that 20-plus touches per game easily, almost on a weekly basis at this point. He is in one of the most pass-heavy offenses, but he does catch the ball out of the backfield very efficiently as well. He caught 44 of 49 targets last year, as well as being behind the 7th best O-line, according to Pro Football Focus. And the Kansas City Chiefs, we all know how gosh darn good they are. So I'm definitely putting the chips in on Isaiah Pacheco, especially at that price. The last running back we're talking about that's a little undervalued right now is going to be Rachaad White from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going at an ADP of 63, running back 13 overall. He averaged 19.8 touches last season, and he's a solid feature back. He caught 64 of 70 targets out of the backfield, so he was more involved than either of the past two running backs that we talked about in the passing game. One, they do have to come from behind, and he's also a very efficient running back as well. So he's an efficient pass catcher. He's efficient with the ball in his hands, and there's not much competition behind him. The one cause to pause on Rachaad White is they do have the 17th best offensive line according to Pro Football Focus, so they're in the latter half of offensive line ability in the NFL, but I do think that they made a couple of decent changes this year. It'll probably be a lot better of an offensive line this year, and at the price, Rachaad White is definitely worth buying. That's going to do it for our undervalued running backs. We're going to flip it over to the other side and talk about overvalued running backs as well as undervalued and overvalued players from each position. We're going to be doing mock drafts here very soon, and one of the things I'm most excited to come around the corner is the rookie playbook, helping any friends or people you may know that may be getting into fantasy football for the first time, may need a little help getting adjusted to it. I'm going to be coming out with those videos hopefully by the end of the week, by the time training camp starts. So make sure you're staying in tune for that. Make sure you hit me up on social medias at the Huddle Chat. That's over on X and on Facebook. And that's going to be it for us today, guys. Make sure you always keep your chin up and your attitude down. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.